Hey guys, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a collaboration video, if you will. There's 3 cards in this video and they're all made with kind of excess backgrounds, things I was playing around with, and little leftover die cuts, stuff like that. So I'll just go ahead and jump right in. I'm getting started with a background that I did using a neat and tangled scallop stencil and 2 colors of Nouveau glimmer paste. Tanzanite, lavender, and peridot green. And I've die cut this using a cross die from Simon Says Stamp. And then also using Oh Happy Day die from Simon Says Stamp with some die cuts with a view gold foil cardstock. So I've got a card base, and I've adhered down a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of the gold foil cardstock, and then I'm using the negative from the stenciled piece to adhere down to that with some score tape. So I've got score tape along all 4 of the outer edges, and then a little bit of tape runner in the middle to kind of help me place it down and anchor it, and then I'll use remove the score tape backing to adhere it permanently. And I've also got some stick-it sheet adhesive behind the gold cardstock on the sentiment die cut so that it turns it into a sticker. And I don't have to worry about trying to use glue or matte medium or something on these fine, intricate little die cuts. And stick-it is super thin, and it's also super sticky, so it works perfectly for finer die cuts like this. Now all 3 cards have a Resurrection Sunday or Easter theme to them. And I really wanted to celebrate the actual meaning of Easter, why Christians around the world celebrate it, and not the chicks and ducks and fluffy stuff that has become associated with Easter, but the actual resurrection of Christ. That is the reason we celebrate Easter, and the reason we have to celebrate. So I've got those placed. I'm sticking those down with my fingertips. And then as the stick-it cures, it becomes permanent. And you can also set that aside with a weight on top of it to help it stick a little better too. So that's the first card. That glimmer paste is gorgeous. It reflects the light so beautifully. So the second card is an ink blended background using another shade of the Nouveau glimmer paste. It's called Moonstone. And I'm going to use 2 stamps. One is from the Mama Elephant His Love set with that cross that you see right there. And the other is a sentiment from Penny Black Faith set. And I'm going to use some vellum with some stick-it behind it and heat emboss these using Versamark and Ranger Platinum embossing powder. And so I'm going to heat emboss those, and then use 2 different dies. The first one with the cross is from My Favorite Things Wonky Stitches die set. And the second one is actually a shaker frame die, but I'm going to use what would be the negative of the die cut, so the inner piece, rather than the frame that it cuts. And it the rectangle piece fit this stamp perfectly. So I'm going to stick those down with some washi tape and then run them through my die cut machine. And on this background, I use the same stencil, the Neat and Tangled Scallop stencil, with some Moonstone Nouveau glimmer paste. And I used several shades of Lawn Fawn inks that will be in the description box on my blog. So I'll have all of that listed. There's the stick-it on the back. And I like to use stick-it behind vellum because you don't see it. It's a nice even adhesive that's super sticky. It adheres really well. But unlike glue dots or tape runner or any kind of liquid glue, matte medium, you won't see it behind the vellum. So it's become my go-to adhesive for vellum. And like I said earlier, the intricate die cuts. So I've just got a sheet of scratch paper over that. I'm going to rub over it with my bone folder to kind of stick that down and not disturb the embossing. So the third one is, you can see the cross is the negative die cut from the first card, and the same stamp set, His Love from Mama Elephant, and same embossing powder. And the background we're using is an alcohol ink background using glossy cardstock, MFT Wonky Stitches die, and Pearl, Flamingo, and Patina alcohol inks from Tim Holtz. So we're going to heat emboss the sentiment. And using a MISTI here is works perfectly, just in case you miss any parts of the stamp when you stamp down. So I use it pretty much every time I stamp now. And then behind our cross, I've got some 3M foam tape that I've doubled up. Stick that down. I've adhered that to a W+9 oatmeal cardstock card base. And that completes the card. So there's some 3 quick and easy Easter cards for you to try out. So let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't, go ahead and click that button in the bottom so you don't miss what is upcoming next. And we will catch you next time. Have a great Easter, guys, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.